India's northeastern state of Manipur is making headlines. Thousands of locals have taken to the streets in protest.
Yeah, I'm worried about my home. I'm worried that they will burn up our house. And my father, my brother, they're still there.
Hello everyone. In May 2023, Manipur witnessed a tragic conflict between two groups, resulting in 142 deaths, 1,700 burnt-out houses, 310 injuries, and leaving 60,000 people in despair. Despite the presence of Indian Army and paramilitary forces, this video aims to explore the reasons behind the ongoing conflict, the role of the security forces, and the challenges faced by the central and state governments in resolving the issue. Join us as we shed light on the Manipur situation, aiming to promote awareness and peaceful conflict resolution. Let's begin. Firstly, we discuss like a case study. The most important questions are 1. Where is Manipur? 2. Why the conflict is started? 3. Why the central and state government is not stopping them? Where is Manipur is located? Manipur is situated on the eastern side of India, a region often overlooked by the rest of the country except during sports events. It shares an 866-kilometre border with Myanmar. Throughout history, Manipur has been governed by various rulers, each contributing to the state's unique cultural identity. Notably, approximately 90% of Manipur's land is characterized by hills and mountains, with only 10% comprising plains. GDP 2022-23, Manipur's GDP stands at 31,989 crores, which accounts for just 0.1% of India's massive GDP, which is 295.1 trillion. Despite a relatively strong growth rate of 14% annually from 2015-16 to 2022-23, Manipur's GDP remains significantly smaller. Compared to the national average, population 2022 Manipur's population is 2,922,000, while India's population reaches a staggering 1.4 billion. Literacy rate 2021. In Manipur, the literacy rate is 76.94%, slightly below India's national literacy rate of 777% in the same year. Per capita income 2022, the per capita income in Manipur is 110,833, significantly lower than the national average of 194,723 for India. In Manipur, the population is predominantly divided into three main castes, the Meitei, Kuki, and Naga. The Meitei people reside in the plains, while the Kuki and Naga communities live in the forested areas, often referred to as tribal regions. One crucial aspect that sets the Meitei community apart from the Kuki and Naga is their relatively better economic condition. The Meitei people have easier access to educational institutions, hospitals, shops, and well-developed road networks, which contributes to their overall prosperity. On the other hand, the Kuki and Naga people face more challenging economic and financial circumstances due to their less developed surroundings. A significant rule in Manipur is that Meitei people, along with individuals from other states, are restricted from buying land in the mountainous regions under Article 371, similar to Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir. However, Kuki and Naga people have the privilege to purchase and sell land in the Metti people's region. The rationale behind this rule is to uplift the tribal communities economically. Allowing them the opportunity to buy and own land in more developed areas aims to improve their financial prospects and overall well-being. While the intention behind this rule is to promote economic growth among the Kuki and Naga communities, it also raises discussions about balancing the interests of different communities in Manipur. Here comes to the second question: why the conflict is started? During the British colonial period, the Meitei people were recognized as scheduled tribes. However, after India gained independence and the Indian constitution was implemented, their ST status was not retained, and they were reclassified as other castes ERSE, or backward castes BBCD. The Meitei community now seeks to regain their previous ST category recognition, as they believe it aligns with their historical identity. Manipur faces the challenge of a high population density, with more than 50% of the people residing in the plains, which constitute only 10% of the total land area. This has resulted in limited land availability for the growing population, particularly for the Metti. By being included in the ST category, they believe they will have the opportunity to purchase land in the mountainous regions without restrictions, addressing their land scarcity concerns. These two factors have been the primary drivers of the Meitei community's persistent demand to be recognised as a scheduled tribe since 2012. Gaining ST status would grant them access to various benefits and welfare measures provided to scheduled tribes in India, such as reservations in education, employment, and other government schemes. The issue of ST categorisation has been a subject of extensive discussions and debates, involving social, political, and legal considerations. As the demand continues, it remains essential for the state government and policymakers to carefully assess the implications and find an equitable solution that addresses the aspirations and concerns of all communities in Manipur. Here is the step-by-step producer for the ST category. 1. State Assembly Bill. The community seeking a change in its category first needs to pass a bill in the State Assembly. If the bill is successfully passed, it signifies the state government's approval for the change. Informing the central government. Once the State Assembly passes the bill, the state government informs the central government about the decision through a formal letter. Central government's recommendation. Upon receiving the information, the central government examines the matter and recommends the case to the Office of the Registrar General of India, ORGIE. 4. ORGI evaluation. The ORG evaluates the request and determines if the community meets the criteria for a change in its category. This evaluation process involves checking if the community fulfills the necessary requirements to be eligible for the desired category. 5. Approval from the President. If the ORGI finds the community applicable for the category change, they recommend the case to the President of India for final approval. 6. President's decision. The President's office carefully considers the recommendation and, if accepted, the community's category is officially changed as per the Indian Constitution. This thorough process ensures that any changes in community categories are handled with due diligence, following legal and constitutional procedures. Since 2012, the Manipur state government has not sent any letters to the central government regarding the demand of the Meitei community to be recognised as a scheduled tribe CBST. In 2023, after a prolonged legal battle, the state court ruled in favour of the Meitei people, directing the government to send the letter to the central government within 4 weeks for the ST category change. However, the court did not specify the reasons applicable to the ST category. While the Manipur government agreed to comply, they requested 1 year to send a detailed letter to the central government, and the state court approved the request. In response to the court's decision, the Kuki community approached the Supreme Court of India and made a counterstatement opposing the Meitei community's demand for EST. The Kuki people's opposition is rooted in their concern that granting ST category to the Meitei community would lead to loss of control over their land, as Meitei individuals might acquire land in the Kuki region. They fear that even the village leadership could be dominated by the Meitei people, resulting in an undesirable situation akin to treating them like subordinates. The Kuki community currently benefits from reservations as scheduled tribes, and they worry that if the Meitei community also gains ST status, the reservation's effectiveness for them would diminish. The Kuki people believe that reservations should be reserved for the economically and socially deprived, not for the relatively prosperous Metti community. These opposing views have led the matter to the Supreme Court, where the concerns of both communities will be carefully examined to find a fair resolution to the contentious issue. On May 3rd, following the court ruling in favour of the Metti community's demand for scheduled tribe category status, tensions escalated between the Meitei and Kuki communities in Manipur. The All-Tribal Students' Union, Manipur TSU organised a state strike to oppose the ST category for the Metti people, with around 20,000 Kuki people joining the protest. In response, the Metti people also initiated a strike to advocate for their demand. Initially, the strikes were conducted peacefully, but unfortunately, clashes occurred between the two groups at certain points. The situation escalated from peaceful protests to violent confrontations, especially in the border areas where more Kuki and Meitei people reside. Tragically, the clashes resulted in fatalities, injuries, damage to public property, houses being burnt down, and gunshots being exchanged between the two sides. Since May 3rd, these riots have continued in Manipur, causing significant unrest and tension in the region. The state capital, Imphal, with a significant Meitei population, and Churachandpur district, with a significant Kuki population, have been the epicenters of most of the clashes. The ongoing conflict has led to deep divisions and heightened emotions between the Meitei and Kuki communities, impacting the peace and stability of Manipur. Addressing these tensions and finding a path towards reconciliation and coexistence is crucial to restoring harmony in the region. The underlying conflict between the Meitei and Kuki communities in Manipur transcends mere religious differences, with the ST category being just one of the contentious issues. Another significant factor contributing to the tension is the presence of an international border shared with Myanmar, which has led to illegal migration and settlement of people in the mountain region, mixing with the Kuki and Naga communities. Recently, the Manipur government took action against illegal constructions, particularly in forested areas near the mountains, leading to the demolition of several buildings. Unfortunately, this action also resulted in the demolition of 3 churches without prior notice, sparking the beginning of riots. The Kuki people strongly assert that they have been settled in the region since India's independence and have not resided there illegally. However, the violence escalated, prompting many residents in Manipur to acquire licensed guns. Additionally, the prevalence of illegal firearms from neighbouring Myanmar and China further complicates the security situation. Amidst the ongoing strife, the Supreme Court's judgment in the Kuki case indicated that it lacks the authority to grant ST category status to the Meitei people, leaving the decision-making power with the government. Even after the court's ruling, the riots persist, making the state government hesitant to address the ST category issue due to the prevailing violence. Even after the court's ruling, the riots persist, making the state government hesitant to address the ST category issue due to the prevailing violence. Decisions are often influenced by the 1965 Low-Kerr Committee's criteria, which consider factors such as tribal identity, diverse cultures, remote living areas, limited exposure to the outside world, and economic backwardness. As the conflicts continue, finding a comprehensive and inclusive resolution becomes imperative to restore peace and harmony in Manipur. Effectively addressing the core issues and grievances of both communities is essential for fostering reconciliation and fostering a climate of peaceful coexistence. The Meitei community's well-developed education and socioeconomic status, as well as the Kuki people's similar standing, make it difficult for the Meitei group to qualify for the ST category based on the established criteria. Third question, why the central and state government is not stopping them. The state government's lack of intervention in the riots may be influenced by the fact that 60% of Manipur's population comprises Meitei people. Denying the Metti community's demand for ST category status could lead to political repercussions, potentially destabilizing the government. Many ministers in the state belong to the Meitei community, and their support is crucial for the government's stability. The ongoing unrest and violence have created a delicate situation for the state government. To maintain their political position, they might be hesitant to take a definitive stance on the ST category issue. Both state and central government are in BJP ruling government. Interfering in the riots could escalate tensions further and even lead to the collapse of the government. Resolving the conflicts between the Meitei and Kuki communities requires careful consideration of their grievances and aspirations. The government must strive to create a harmonious and inclusive environment for all communities, fostering a sense of security and justice for everyone. It is disheartening to hear about the recent incident of the girl's rape and the dissemination of the video. Such heinous acts further exacerbate the existing tensions and highlight the urgent need for a comprehensive approach to address the complex issues in Manipur. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through this video. I hope you found the insights thought-provoking. If you enjoyed the content, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more captivating videos. Together, let's shape a brighter future. Stay informed, engaged, and be a catalyst for change. Your support motivates us to continue delivering informative and inspiring content. Thank you for being a part of our community. Stay curious and keep expanding your knowledge. See you in the next video.